Indiana Fever, Stephanie White needs to realize. She needs to realize, and I do want to apologize again for the whole, sweating and, fan in the background. Unfortunately, it's just way too hot here, as you can see. But, Stephanie White needs to realize this is Caitlin Clark's team. It is not her team. Because when they play Caitlin Clark ball, they win. They're fun, and they win. They're fun, and they win. Caitlin Clark takes over. She took over in the second half. And by the way, for everyone being like, Caitlin's not the ninth best guard. She's the ninth best guard in the league. Alicia Gray is apparently the best guard in the league. She had 6 points. She had 6 points. She had 6 points. Alicia Gray is meant to be the best guard in the league. She's meant to be the best guard in the league. She has 6 points. On worst shooting. 6 points. Minus 13. But it doesn't matter. The Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever need to run. I don't care. Caitlin Clark doesn't need to shoot 17 shots a game when she's shooting like this. What she does need to do is run. And ironically, when Caitlin Clark's running the show, she shoots less. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We are trying to hit 53.2k by the end of the day. We are trying to do that. And also, if you guys could leave a like on the stream, it would be great. We are so close to 1,000 likes on the stream. We're 270 off. And if we could hit that in the video as well, that would be great. Stephanie White needs to realize it is not her team. This is not Stephanie White's team. This is Caitlin Clark's team. You are not the main character. You are there to facilitate Caitlin Clark. That is your job. And you are there to realize that by facilitating Caitlin Clark will facilitate everybody. Caitlin Clark will help make Dantas better. And by the way, sorry, I don't believe that players make other players better. When people say makes everyone better around them, it means they create easy opportunities for them to score. That's what everyone means. And by the way, can we talk about Caitlin Clark's defense as well? Can we talk about Caitlin Clark's defense? She locked down Ryan Howard. She held Ryan Howard. Say not Ryan Howard. She locked down Jordan Canada. Jordan Canada had a 26-point first half. Caitlin Clark locked her down. Locked her down in the second half. Stephanie White, there is no reason. And by the way, Caitlin is your best player. Even when Caitlin is missing shots, even if you don't believe she is your finisher, I always said this. You can run offenses to Kelsey Mitchell. You need to know the difference between running to and through a player. You run to Kelsey Mitchell. You don't run through Kelsey Mitchell. You run through Aaliyah and you run through Caitlin. Aaliyah Boston's a playmaker. Caitlin's a playmaker. They find open players. You can... Ari McDonald, I think, is Erica Wheeler. She is Erica Wheeler. Let's be real. She is last season's Erica Wheeler. That is the best example I can give. She is Erica Wheeler. And I'm not slandering Erica Wheeler here. The problem is that she is Nalissa Smith. And you have to realize that Damiris Dantas has to start, or Michaela Timpson starts. Michaela Timpson, Dantas, by the way, is a better version. Thank you so much, Trading Games, for the $10 Canadian. But Dantas, by the way, is playing better. She is in better shape. She is playing harder. She's inspired coming off a AmeriCup where she was completely robbed of MVP. Completely robbed of MVP. I don't care that her team didn't win. She was the MVP of that tournament. She was the leading scorer and she had 35 in the final. She came off an AmeriCup where she was the best player on the court. She was genuinely, she was the best player on the floor. So she is inspired. You have got Michaela Timpson, who doesn't have the vet presence of Temi, doesn't pass quite like Temi, but runs like Temi. The reality is, Natasha Howard should be the one that's going out of the rotation. She won't be. She won't be, but she should be the one. Like, she was plus 21 in the second... Like, Caitlin was plus 21 in the second half. Demirs Dantas was plus 24 in the game. Like, this was a second half takeover from Caitlin Clark. A complete second half takeover. And they put up 100 points. They put up nearly 100 points against a really good defensive team. They scored 58 points the last time without her. They had 59 points running through her in the second half. Like, Natasha Howard, if you insist on starting Natasha Howard, bench Caitlin Clark. I don't care. I don't care. I actually don't care. It is a worthy, absolutely a worthy compromise. If Natasha Howard has to start, if she's contractually obliged to start, and by the way, if it's not working out for her and she wants to pull a DeWanna Bonner, good riddance. She's on a guaranteed contract, though, so you can't do anything about that. If she wants to pull a DeWanna Bonner, good riddance. I don't care. I don't care. Go trade her. Go trade her. She is an Alyssa Smith, except she's a better than Alyssa Smith, who also calls her own number more than Alyssa Smith. We have literally turned the Alyssa Smith problem into the Alyssa Smith problem. Ari McDonald is Erica Wheeler. She can sometimes run the one with Caitlin, but the lineup of Caitlin, Ari, and Kelsey doesn't work. But the Ari-Caitlin lineup, with Ari playing at the 2 most of the time, and occasionally playing at the 1 works. The Kelsey Caitlin lineup works. Caitlin Clark is the offense. She is the system. Whether or not she's making shots. And I mean this when I say this. This was the Christy Sides problem. Your job should not be to force Caitlin Clark to get better looks off the ball. Caitlin Clark plays in rhythm when she's pushing the floor, she's pushing the tempo. We live with Caitlin shooting bad. She will figure it out. She'll have good shooting games, she'll have bad shooting games. We live with that. Because when Caitlin has the ball, when you are running through Caitlin instead of to Caitlin, when you're running through Caitlin, Caitlin gets everybody else open. Everybody else gets open from Caitlin Clark. Caitlin gets everybody else open when you run through Caitlin and not run to Caitlin. It was a problem with Christy Sides, and it's a even bigger problem with Stephanie White. Is she has this weird thing where if Caitlin's struggling, she wants to run to Caitlin to get her into rhythm. No, you run through Caitlin. You don't run to Caitlin, you run through Caitlin. The Iowa team worked running to Caitlin because you can run through Kate Martin. You can run through Monica Zanano. You can run through Gabby Marshall. They were all high IQ players. You can run through every single one of them. You can't run through Kelsey Mitchell. You can kind of run through Ari occasionally. You have to run through Caitlin. It will help this team. It will make this team contenders. You have got to do that. And if you insist on not running through Caitlin, I think you might be a freaking lost cause. You might be a lost cause as a coach. You have got to. You have got to figure it out that this team goes where Caitlin Clark goes. And if it means sitting Natasha Howard, who is a talented player, every second that Caitlin is on the floor, and only playing Natasha Howard in the non-Caitlin Clark minutes. And by the way, this Indiana Fever team can survive with Caitlin. Last year, Caitlin needed to play 35 a game. This Indiana Fever team can survive without Caitlin off the floor this year. If you play Caitlin 28 a game, and you play Natasha Howard 12 a game, with Ari and Kelsey and Aaliyah in those minutes, or KK, you're good. But like, you have got to make sure you get the rotations right. You have got to make sure that you get the rotations right. They should never be on the floor at the same time for more than a few seconds at a time. Stephanie White needs to know this is Caitlin effing Clark's team. Not hers, not Natasha Howard's, not old WNBA, not Kelly Krauskopf's, not Herb Simons, Caitlin Clark, not Aaliyah Boston. This is Caitlin's team, and they go where Caitlin goes. And that is not a knock on these other players. If you fit in and you let Caitlin be that engine, you can be the Pacers. You can be the Steve Nash from the Phoenix Suns. Except Stephanie White and Breanna January are better defense, and Caitlin's a much better defender than Steve Nash was. You can be a better version of the Caitlin Clark of the Phoenix Suns. And the difference is that in the WNBA, no one can live with this. No one can live with this. Stephanie, forget everything you've learned about the WNBA. Just let Caitlyn be Caitlyn and you will win. You will win and you will go back to being the entertainers. Screw the hierarchy. Screw the vets. Go young and run. Like, yeah. Run.